your girl Rachel, and I'm back with another video. This is gonna be a fun one. I'm really excited. This video was like supposed to go one way and it ended up going like a much better way. So I was gonna originally just do like a get ready with me, right? But the night before, my friend Kenny, whose art it was, he was like, oh Rachel, I need a big favor. Can you please come help me set up the art gallery? So now it's gonna be both. It's gonna be a get ready with me with exclusive content of us setting up the event. Period. So the first thing you gotta get into is the hair, because I'm gonna show you guys the look that I end up doing.
Yes, it's giving very much Black Mona Lisa. Look at that little smirk.
I've been really into these crimps lately. The way I do my crimps is like, I just find the spot and I hold it on there for a little bit, but I don't like my crimps to like line up like all perfectly, because I feel like then it just looks too like, I like to do each one kind of like a more natural like wave, so that it really just looks crinkly. I'm just gonna fix like the front ones. I'm not even gonna do the whole thing, but this is them even without me braiding them at night. So I just feel like that's pretty impressive. So let's get into the art exhibit, okay? So this is how it went down. The model, who's also like our friend, had to go to the ER.
Here's a photo for those of you who don't know them, so you know who I'm talking about.
And he's okay, like it was for his ankle and stuff. So Kenny's like, oh, like you can come whenever. And I'm like, you want me to come now? I'm going to just put this hair in a puff ball, like my old days, like when I was a kid. And I went and helped them. And it ended up being such a fun night, but y'all are not gonna believe how long we stayed up. Child, we got there, I think I got there at 9:45. I'm gonna post the video on the side, on one of these sides. We got there at 9:45. We did not leave there until 7 in the morning. So this was really like a fun overnight like event of us even setting it up, and the art exhibit was the next day. So I'm gonna show you guys everything that was going on.
So this is what it looked like when we got there. Like all the walls were completely blank and Kenny just hated the way that the corkboard looked, so we had to fix it.
We also had some very fun moments that I'm gonna show you guys. Behind the scenes of us acting crazy and dancing. Before I get into my makeup, I just want to show you guys the outfit I ended up wearing, which was this really cute green dress from Pretty Little Thing. The girls loved the green dress, and I think the guys liked it too. So I'm gonna show y'all the green dress I got. It was actually a purchase, an impulse purchase, because I have a problem with online shopping. But we're not gonna get into that, because that's my business. That's between me and my bank account and Klarna. This dress was so cute, and it's like cutouts on the sides. Like you really got to get into it. Cutouts on the sides. The bag, I wanted the bag to match the fabric, and then the glasses actually match the color. You might not be able to see it, but the glasses match the color. Like, get into it. Okay, so now that you guys have seen the fit and you've seen the hair, let's get into the makeup. My face has gotten like a lot clearer, and I just think it's because school's over and I'm not stressed anymore. Soon as I was free from the shackles of school, I was able to take care of my hair, take care of my skin. I just was like moisturized. I just looked like a whole different person. Fresh out. The first thing I usually do with my makeup is I actually set my whole face with powder first. Let me really like get close like the YouTube girlies do, because now I am one of the YouTube girlies. I'm officially a content queen, which is very hard. I'm gonna be honest, like I'm very humble. Well, let me say I'm humbled all the time by how hard it is to actually be a content girl, because you have to like record like a lot of stuff and still like be present and still like enjoy life, but also record stuff. And you always are like, should I record this, or you know, should I keep this to myself? Like it's very interesting and very, very tedious work. So I'm actually using the Laura Mercier powder, and I use it in the shade Translucent Honey. And this has been a life changer, because I used to just be looking sweaty and not cute at all. but the powder just looks so like pretty and calm. I feel like whatever foundation works for you, you should use. I really like the NARS light reflecting foundation. I feel like it's just like amazing. I didn't use a lot of foundation because it was hot that day. So let's get back into what was going on the night before, okay? So the night before, I told you guys that Adriel was in the ER and it was just me and Kenny. And so when we first started, we just kind of like got into like a little groove. Like it was fun. We weren't like stressed. It was just like, okay, you're doing this. I'm gonna go do this. And we were dancing. We actually had a Mary J. Blige dance battle that I'm gonna put a clip of that in there.
I'm on for you. Hold on. Again, you gotta get the.
Because that's very important. That was a very important moment. Like we kept it really fun, and I think that's why like I love the process so much, because it was like a very organic process. Okay, so I just had to delete Audible because I ran out of storage. And that's the most rage for real it's ever gonna get. Because I have been a reading girl trying to get back into my reading rainbow because I don't want to be a dumb girl like growing up. Sorry, this is way off topic, but like I've been watching a podcast and they told me like they read The Alchemist and they read like all these good books. And so I was like, it's time for me to just like start reading again because school completely drained the reading girl out of me. However, let's get back to the regularly scheduled program. Kenny and I were setting up the first wall, which I'm going to show you guys a clip of. So Adriel and Kenny had like come the night before and they like kind of worked out what designs they wanted. So for two of the walls, they had designs, right? So the first wall you're going to see is us putting up the red wall. That's what I call it, the red wall. And this one was pretty much all planned out. So it wasn't really like super hard to do because they had like did most of the work the night before and they really like went in detail. I was really like amazed. I was just like super impressed. I was like, look at you guys. But they had me on my Bob the Builder because first of all, since when do I hammer things? Like I was standing on chairs, hammering stuff into the wall. I'm like, this is so not me. However, I do have a side to me that is a very like rugged, like let's get down to it like side. I'm not all like ill dirt. No, like I was in there barefoot, acrylics popping off, just flying everywhere. But we had like a really, really good time like doing the whole thing. And, you know, Kenny needed me, so I had to get in my Bob the Builder bag and get to it. By the way, just for makeup purposes, I always start blending my concealer with a brush because I feel like my sponge takes too much of the product off. So I start with like a brush because it gives it like a smoother finish and like a lot of coverage, I feel like, than just going in immediately with the sponge. But then I go in to blend it even more with the sponge afterwards. So, boom, right? I'm on my Bob the Builder. Then the second wall, right? That's the wall with the beautiful drape, like the beautiful blue drape. And exclusive information, Kenny was completely against this drape at first, which was so funny because I'm like, that's beautiful. Like, it was like an immediate yes for me, and it was an immediate no for Kenny. And it was so funny because Adriel also agreed that it was like, you have to do this. And Kenny was like, no. Like, it just didn't, you know, like, as artists, like, sometimes things are just like, but it just doesn't click. So it wasn't clicking. But I, in my Rachel form, was like, no, you kind of have to do that. Like, I'm just playing. I just really had to emphasize to him, like, this is beautiful. I've never seen art, like, hung up with a drape, like a canvas on top of a drape. So I just felt like, yeah, this needs to happen, Ken. Like, it's going to be different. It's going to be amazing. Just trust me. And we ended up doing it. And then that was probably the easiest wall. Give me a second. Let me find my contour. Okay. And for my contour, I used espresso. For my concealer, I used toffee. Even though for the summer, I'm going to have to stop using that. But I just put a line like right from like the top of my ear to my nose. Can you see that? Yeah. Are they even? Who cares? So top of the ear to the nose. If you follow that, they should be pretty even. So I do everything liquid first, and then I'm gonna go in and do everything powder. So I actually don't like to put the liquid on my forehead though, because I feel like it makes it too dark. Like it just makes my forehead look like doom 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 doom. Like it really gives like robot, like very much like and I'm not ever going for that, like ever. So yeah, basically that second wall ended up being like the easiest wall to put up because it was like it was just so simple and so pretty. Like it was painting, 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 drape. And I actually came up with a very fake explanation of like the meaning of the drape. And people actually really believe me. It was a good idea. I feel like all of the ideas I had that night were good. So now I'm gonna go in. I did everything liquid and now I'm gonna do everything powder. So I'm gonna do powder. I don't like to do too much. I wanna do powder right under the eyes. I also like to do this part because I have like smile lines because I love to laugh and smile. Okay, all right, Rach, chill out. Okay, I like to do my smile lines because I like to laugh, I like to smile, and I feel like now I just have like natural smile lines, but I embrace them because if you have smile lines, that typically means that you're happy and like you're enjoying life. So I'm not about to be mad that I have lines because I smile too much, you know? But I used to like not like them that much, but now it's just like, sis, you're happy, get over it. So boom. Now we get to the final wall. And let me tell you why the final wall is such a thing. Because it ended up being so many people's favorite walls, but it was so hard to do. Only because we couldn't come up with the concept. So, you know, the night before they had come up with the drape, they came up with the red wall, but this one didn't have a concept yet. So now that I put the powder on, everything is just a little bit like more calmed down and very prettyful. It looks really good. Yeah. I'm trying to get it like the light just right. So now that I did the powder for the concealer and like setting that, I also have to set my contour. So I'm going to use my Fenty Beauty. And this is in the shade Cocoa Naughty. I love that. Okay. So I use an angled brush for my contour. And if you don't, you don't, and that's your business. So basically, I just take it and same thing I did with the liquid contour. I just go like from the top of my ear to my nose. And I like to just blend it up until I feel like it's where I want it to be. And some days I go more contour. I believe the day of the art exhibit, I did like a kind of more natural looking contour. I wasn't like, you know, Michael Jackson and Thriller. Like I wasn't too contoured, but I did a little something. Now this is where I'm gonna contour my forehead. This is really like I use it like a bronzer. So it adds a little bit. Let me try to show y'all up close. It adds like a little bit of dimension without it being like super boxy. So the third wall that we did, we actually ended up just like all sitting down in front of the wall like, what should go here? And we all decided like, well, I put myself out there and was like, we should do like some fabric art. Like I feel like we have extra fabric and we should do like a cool design with the fabric. You don't want to take away from the art on the wall. You just want to complement it. I also go up for my eyes. So I'm showing you guys that. So now you see boom, boom. Like yeah. So then we end up taking it down and then going to a notebook and like drawing something out, like actually drawing something. So we drew it out. All of these designs had to be nailed into the wall. Like this was like a very like tough thing to do, and that's why it was so funny looking at that wall and seeing how much people loved it, because I'm like, we were literally putting nails in, taking them out, putting them in, taking them out, and I'm gonna show you guys like a lot of that footage because it was funny. It was very funny, and we worked very, very hard on it. So for this, I'm gonna come in like as close as I can, right? I do my contour, like I start with the lines right here. Let me not mess up while I'm on camera, because it would be when you get on the camera that you actually mess up. So I start with the lines down here, like on the bridge of my nose, and then I draw them all the way up into my eyebrow arch, like right here, into that area, because that's how Naomi Campbell said that she does hers. Get into like just how pretty this looks. I have to get closer so you guys can see how pretty this ends up looking. I like to go in on this area because it's almost like getting a little facelift, and it brings all like your whole eye up like that. Very pretty. Now all we have to do is our eyes, and I actually did an eye look that day, which is very rare because I don't like to do eye makeup because I'm very bad at it. I totally forgot to mention that like somewhere between the second wall and the third wall, Ijiro got back from the ER, right? With the three of us, it's just like we're all friends. We're like really, we have a good time together. So we were just like cracking up for the whole night. And then do the circle. Look at, he's smiling, Ken. Do the circle, yeah. You feel like you're in the teacups, don't you?
I thought I'm about to throw up, bro.
Okay, don't throw up. And that was like the end of the setup. Like we, you know, that was everything that we did. Right now for the eye makeup, I'm just gonna do a little bit of orange like at the top. I feel like this is what I did that day to just kind of like brighten it up. Plus, I really love a good like orangey brown makeup look. Like I feel like that is just like so pretty, especially on black women, because us in orange, like, whew, girl. So here's the orange so you guys can really see. I'm just blending it in. And then I really enjoyed the brown, so I'm using this palette, Hanging in Hawaii. I like these colors because they're really warm. I just used hibiscus for the orange. Hibiscus. Now I'm going to use coconut because it's like really warm and pretty. I'm going to use coconut more like on the inside because I like how it looks. I think it like kind of matches my skin tone. So it like really makes everything blend in like really pretty. And then on the outside, I'm going to use this one. You can see I use it a lot. Mahalo. So this is like the darker shade that's going to like give that depth. So then we didn't get out of there until the sun came up. It is bright outside. And twinkle, twinkle, little star. I told them we weren't getting out of there till 7. And once again, I was right, okay? So we didn't get out of there until like almost 7 o'clock. Now that I think about it, this was actually really, really crazy. But, you know, it worked. The life of an artist, I feel like, is many late sleepless nights. So that just means that we're actually artists. Real quick, let me find this green that I used on the inner corner because it matched my dress perfectly. So here it is. It's called the Foil Play by NYX. And it matched the dress so perfectly. So I was like, this would be a missed opportunity to not use this. But it is a loose powder, so I had to be like really careful. But I just put that like on the inner corner. And I just dabbed it like so, like that. And you can start to see the green pop out. It's very pigmented, so I was very careful with it. You are all up in my eye socket. This is officially too close for comfort. But, yeah, so we went to sleep. I woke up at 10, got an Uber back home, and then I actually ended up having to sew my whole hair. Like, I had to sew my hair back in because, remember, I had a puff ball because Kenny called me, like, before I did my braids. So I had to come home, braid my hair, put my sewing in. So I think that's so pretty. So I had to put my sewing back in. And then I was like, Rachel, you gotta sleep or like you're gonna pass out, because after the exhibit, we went out. Like what we did, hold on. Ew, I have those white lipstick lines. I feel like black women have been through enough. And those white lip gloss lines really just put the cherry on top. It really, really does. Because we just can't have nothing easy. Nothing can be easy. Goodness gracious. Sorry about that. So I just did a little slight wing. I'm going to say it's perfect. It looks good to me. Ooh, look at that. Oh, that's so pretty. Okay. So now, lashes time. I always just kind of pick randomly. So, you know, Kenny was very pleased with how it went.
I feel blessed. I feel great. I feel relieved.
Yay!
I'm exhausted, but I feel really good.
Yay!
I'm very happy that everybody else liked it.
Yes, everybody loves it.
Yeah.
Fantastic, because you're a genius.
I sat with this damn project and I looked at your face
So many times
since November.
and now you're looking at them again.
Yeah, I'm not friends with Adrian no more.
And it was so nice to see my friend like super happy with everything and like very pleased, because you know it's really hard to please artists. Like I feel like we're all like, when it comes to our art, we can be very picky, but I feel like he was very chilled out the whole process of like putting it together. Like he was very easy to work with. And then, you know, he gave his speech and he even put our names on the wall, which was so nice. Like he said like set production, like he put both our names on the wall. So like that was really nice. It's nothing to do something for my friend. Okay, so all I did was put some mascaras on my bottom lashes. The look is pretty much done. I just need some lip gloss real quick. Okay, so this is actually the finished look. And I feel like she looks great. No filter, all skin. You can get up close and personal. She's very cute. And I love it. I was so happy with my look that day. And I just felt like very, very pretty. So now I'm going to put on the outfit for you guys so you can really see like what it was giving that day.
Yes, spin. This is what it was giving. And pretty much like, this was the whole fit. I had on heels at first, but I did actually decide to chalk the heels only because it was like a calmer event. So we ended up putting like flats on. For a second, I had to put the glasses on and it gave me like this cute, nerdy, artsy feel. So then I just started pretending that I was like admiring art for a second. And this is my admiring art face. And then I did a couple of my signature dance moves that I always have to hit. And that's pretty much all, folks. Thank you for tuning in. And until next time, keep it real.